Good morning. We'll continue our session with the parliamentary committees. Straight away, let me open the document. But the fundamental thing, yesterday I told you what is the meaning of a committee and what exactly is the parliamentary committees. So now we'll continue the discussion from the same area. Look at this. Apart from this, we are also saying something called departmental standing committees. So apart from public accounts committee, estimates committee, committee on public undertakings. So in the year 1993, 17 departmental standing committees were created. And the basic idea of these committees is to exercise control over the executive. Kindly remember all the basic points. When I'm using the word executive, I'm talking about the Council of Ministers, meaning it is the Council of Ministers who will spend the money. Money is very important criteria for any country, and because a particular party is there in the power, that particular party will exercise the complete control over the public expenditure. And it is not just spending the money, but they are also answerable to the parliament, meaning ministers must come to the parliament and they have to give the answers to the questions raised by the members in the parliament. If the ministers are giving answers in the parliament, it means that they are giving answers to the people of the country indirectly. That is the basic idea. And in order to have that effective control, in the year 1993, 17 departmental standing committees were created. But now the number has been increased to 24. What do you mean by this? For example, here, there are various committees that are present. I'm talking about the standing committees. Example, let me tell you. So there is something called Departmental Standing Committee on Defense, Departmental Standing Committee on Agriculture. Example, I'm telling you. Like this, we have various departmental standing committees. Yesterday, I told you what is the meaning of the standing committee. It is a permanent committee, but it is associated to a particular department. Department in the sense, in this particular context, I'm using the word like ministry, a particular portfolio. For every department, they are spending the money on year-to-year basis, on month-to-month basis, on day-to-day basis. And whenever they are spending the money, that particular expenditure will be looked into or verified by its concerned committee. Since I am talking about the parliamentary standing committees here, so again, whatever the committee I am talking to you, in this committee, again, I have certain members, and all the members are the members of the parliament. That is the basic idea. So, what was not present before 1993, in order to exercise more control directly on the executive, the parliament has created the parliamentary standing committees. They are called departmental standing committees. Hence, with respect to the defense expenditure, the parliamentary standing committee on defense will look into all the expenditure, and it will, from time to time, this particular committee will keep on giving the recommendations to the defense department. Accordingly, you will have the check on the expenditure from time to time. That is the basic idea for creating the parliamentary committees. How far they are successful? When we come to the analysis part, let's try to understand. But those 17 committees were created during that time. Over a period of time, the number has been increased, and today we have 24 parliamentary departmental standing committees. Right now, look at this. These committees exercise control over all the departments in the government. The strength of each standing committee is 45. Look at this. Out of this, Excuse me. Out of this, 30 are drawn from Lok Sabha and the remaining 15 are drawn from Rajya Sabha. So when it comes to the departmental standing committees, look at this. The members, remember the number, maybe a question in the examination, 30 from Lok Sabha and 15 from Rajya Sabha. And with respect to the members from the Lok Sabha, they are nominated by the Speaker, and the members from Rajya Sabha, they are nominated by the Chairman. And the term of office of each member is 1 year. Ministers cannot be the members of any standing committee. See, yesterday also I told you, even in the committees what we have discussed yesterday, ministers cannot be the members. Clear? Why? We'll try to understand when we come to the topic of the budget. The chairman of 11 committees are appointed by the Speaker, and the chairman of the chairman of the remaining 7 committees are appointed by the chairman. Each party is proportionally represented in these committees. I told you yesterday, it is not just one party that is representing in the committees, but various political parties are representing in almost all the committees. Now, look at this. Let me talk to you one point regarding the Business Advisory Committee. I was telling you in the previous classes here, when I was talking about the Speaker also during that time, I have discussed this one with you. Business Advisory Committee. Look at this. This committee allocates time for the transaction of legislative and other business brought before the House. See here, what do you mean by this transaction of the legislative and other business? See, basically, we have the Parliament, and Parliament has the function. And the most important function of the Parliament is to prepare the legislations, prepare the laws. So during that time, certain activities must be performed within the Lok Sabha and within the Rajya Sabha. Hence, what are those functions that can be decided by the Business Advisory Committee? Look at this. Since we have 2 houses in the Parliament, both Lok Sabha and also the Rajya Sabha, when it comes to the Business Advisory Committee, there are 2 Business Advisory Committees that are present in the Parliament. One is the Business Advisory Committee in Lok Sabha, and the second one is the Business Advisory Committee in the Rajya Sabha. And with respect to the Lok Sabha Business Advisory Committee, the chairman is the Speaker, and that of Rajya Sabha, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha is the chairman. That's it. Okay. Now let's look at this. What exactly they'll be doing it. Now look at here. So the Business Advisory Committee of the Lok Sabha is different from that of the Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, what happens? The Speaker of the Lok Sabha is the chairman of the Business Advisory Committee. The Business Advisory Committee in Lok Sabha consists of 15 members, including the Speaker. And whoever is a member in this particular committee, they are all nominated by the speakers. Right? Next. In Rajya Sabha, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha acts as the chairman of the Business Advisory Committee. It consists of 11 members, including the chairman. Kindly remember the number. In Lok Sabha, we have 15. In Rajya Sabha, we have 11. For Lok Sabha Business Advisory Committee, Speaker is the chairman. In Rajya Sabha, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha himself acts as the chairman of the Business Advisory Committee. Next one. Committee on Private Member Bills and the Resolutions. On day 1 itself, I was speaking to you regarding the private members and public members. Hope you remember all this. But for your information, I have just given here who are private members. Private members are the members of the Parliament other than the ministers. That's it. Ministers are called public members, Remaining members are called the private members. Look at this. This particular committee is present only in the Lok Sabha. Look at this. Each committee is important for you for the examination point of view, and especially for the people who are writing the civil services, it is really very, very important. This committee is present only in the Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha does not have a committee on private member bills and resolutions. And the deputy chairman is the chairman of this committee. So obviously, in this particular committee, the deputy speaker is a member, and he will automatically become the chairman of this particular committee. And the strength of the committee is 15, including the deputy speaker. Excuse me. The Committee on Private Members' Bills and Resolutions classifies the bills and allocates the time for the discussion of the bills and the resolutions introduced by the private members. Now look at this. See, the basic idea is that anybody who is a member of the parliament should be permitted to introduce the bills, and those bills are expected to be discussed and voted. But unfortunately, what happens is that because the government has the majority, government will be introducing so many bills. Since the government is the most important organ with respect to the execution of the policies, we give higher importance to the government. Hence, the government bills are discussed first, they are voted first, and they are becoming the legislations. But when it comes to the private members, we cannot deny the right of a private member. So private members should also be permitted to introduce the bills. Even those bills should be discussed, those bills should be voted. But unfortunately, that is not happening. So in order to resolve this issue, this particular committee was created. And the responsibility of this committee is that, Committee on Private Member Bills, is that it will try to allocate the time for the discussion on the private member bills, so that even the private members will also feel it is feels some responsibility. So that is the basic idea in India. But the point is that this particular committee is present only in the Lok Sabha but not in the Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, whatever the functions that are being performed by Committee on Private Member Bills and Resolutions, these responsibilities in the Rajya Sabha are taken care by Business Advisory Committee, but only in the Lok Sabha, because there is every possibility. In a democracy, you need to give more respect to the directly elected representatives, and those private members, when compared to the Rajya Sabha, they are present more in the Lok Sabha. With that intention, it has been created only in the Lok Sabha. Now, again, I'll open the document. Look at this. The Committee on Private Member Bills and Resolutions classifies the bills and allocates a time for the discussion of the bills and the resolutions introduced by the private members. Next one. This function in the Rajya Sabha is performed by the Business Advisory Committee. Am I clear? Only in Lok Sabha you have this committee, but not in the Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, it is performed by the Business Advisory Committee. Next one, there is a Committee on Government Assurances. Look at this, long back this committee was constituted, and this committee was present in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And the committee, the strength of committee in the Lok Sabha is 15. In Rajya Sabha, it is 10. On the floor of the parliament, the ministers give assurances. The Committee on Government Assurances examines those assurances and reports on the extent to which they have been implemented. See, basically, I was using this word democracy so many times. In this democracy, we have the elections, and after the elections, out of the elected members are the members who are coming from different various routes. they are becoming the ministers. It is not just important who becomes the minister, but after becoming the minister, he has to perform. That is called governance. So he has to deliver. So during that time, the members in the parliament may be posing so many questions to the ministers. And on the floor of the house, the ministers are giving certain assurances. It is not just important to give the assurances, and those assurances must be fulfilled. Kindly remember, if the minister is making any assurance on the floor of the parliament, it is nothing but he is giving assurances directly to the people of the nation. That is the basic idea with respect to this particular assurances. But this committee will make a record of all the assurances made by the so-called the ministers, and they will verify how far these assurances have been fulfilled. And very periodically, it will be reporting it to the concerned house. Meaning the minister may have given the assurance either in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. And the committees that are present in each house will make a report on this one, and that will be presented to the parliament. It's a mechanism to put pressure on the minister to act on certain things on which he made certain promises. And that is the reason why it is also one of the committees which is considered to be very important in the parliament. Next one. Committee on Subordinate Legislation. This committee was constituted in the year 1953. This committee is present in both the houses. In Lok Sabha, 15 members, Rajya Sabha, 15 members. Last point, look at this very carefully. This committee examines and reports whether the powers to make regulations or rules, sub-rules and bylaws delegated by the parliament or conferred by the constitution to the executive are being properly exercised by it or not. See, in the parliament, it is not just making the legislations, but you will also make the regulations, rules, sub-rules and bylaws. And the parliament will make certain laws on this. At the same time, the executive is also empowered to issue certain orders. They can also they are also empowered to make certain rules and sub-rules. And this particular committee will verify whether this particular power is being exercised properly or not. This is the Committee on Subordinate Legislation. Next one. Committee on Welfare of the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes. Look at this. This is the Joint Parliamentary Committee. You know the meaning of this. Members are coming from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Strength is 30, 20 from Lok Sabha and 10 from Rajya Sabha. This committee considers the report of National Commission for SCs and STs. We have two constitutional bodies in India. One is the National Commission for Scheduled Castes. Second one is the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. For the welfare of SCs and STs, these two commissions will submit the report to the government very periodically, and that report will be considered by this committee. Look at this. The committee also examines some matters relating to the welfare of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Next one. Committee on the absence of the members. This is present only in the Lok Sabha. Strength is 15. This committee considers the applications from the members for leave of absence from sitting of the House. What do you mean by this? Look at this, the basic principle in India. A member of the parliament is expected to come to the parliament very periodically and is expected to sit in the parliament, discuss, deliberate, and he should also play a very, very important role. But unfortunately, some of the members don't attend the parliament. Whenever they, because of any reason, if they want any leave, that leave will be considered by this particular committee. And the constitution also makes it very, very clear, if a person is absent, if a person is absent without the permission of the chair for a consecutive period of 60 days, the person can be disqualified. But whether he attended 60 days or did he appear in the parliament in between, that will be verified by this particular committee. Okay, now the committee also examines the cases of the members who had been absent for a period of 60 days or more without permission. If it is so important and so urgent, they should take the permission. But without permission, if they are absent, then this committee will make a serious note of it, and it will be intimated to the chair. There is no committee. There is no committee on the absence of the members in the Rajya Sabha. It is present only in the Lok Sabha, but it is not there in the Rajya Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, these functions are performed by the house itself. Sometime back, if you remember this, Sachin Tendulkar is a member of the Rajya Sabha, and he is a nominated member in the Rajya Sabha. We know this, right? But Sachin, the allegation against Sachin is that he is not attending the parliament regularly. He is not coming to Rajya Sabha. So during that time, if you remember last year, some of the people, some of the persons in the parliament, they started raising the questions why he is not attending, and the whole issue was taken up by the entire house. Since there is no such committee in this Rajya Sabha, had it been in the Lok Sabha, there is a separate committee to discuss. So during this time, the issue was supposed to be taken up by the so-called the Rajya Sabha itself. But luckily it was averted. And of course later, Sachin Tendulkar made it very clear, because of some personal reasons, he could not attend. And later he started attending. Look at this next. Rules Committee. What is this again? This committee is present in both the houses of the parliament. In Lok Sabha, the strength is 15. In Rajya Sabha, the strength is 16. The speaker is the chairman of the committee in the Lok Sabha, and the chairman of the Rajya Sabha is the ex officio chairman of the Rules Committee in the parliament. The Rules Committee considers the matters of procedures and conduct of the business in the house. Right? I was telling you some time back very clearly that everything is not mentioned in the constitution, but rules must be framed. So with respect to the business activities that are performed within each house, each committee has got a rules committee. Each house got a rules committee, and within the house, what are the rules to be followed will be recommended by the rules committee. It is present in both the houses. That's the reason why we'll always come to know that certain procedures will happen in different formats in different houses. And the number of those rules are also different from Lok Sabha to the Rajya Sabha, because these two houses are separate and they'll be deciding it separately. This rules committee also recommends necessary changes to the rules of the house. Next, we have another committee called General Purpose Committee. This committee does not fall under the jurisdiction of any other committee. It will not be falling under the jurisdiction of any other committee. This committee is present in both Lok Sabha and also in the Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, see here, what is this? The speaker is the chairman, deputy speaker and other panel speakers are members. Chairpersons of all departmental committees are the members. Leaders of the recognized political parties are the members. And the speaker may nominate some other members. Important one. Look at this. Look at this. This is a general purpose committee. It is not just related to any single issue. General issues will be discussed. Next one. In the Rajya Sabha, the chairman is the ex officio chairman, deputy chairman and panel chairman are the members. Chairpersons of all the departmental committees are the members. Leaders of the recognized political parties are the members. And the chairman may also nominate some members. But what do you do it here? This committee considers and advises on the matters concerning affairs of the House which do not fall under the jurisdiction of any other parliamentary committee. That's it. Generally means what? If a subject matter is falling under the purview of any committee, that will be taken care by that particular committee. But if there is any subject matter which is not coming under the purview of any other committee, that will be taken care by the general purpose committee. Next one, there is a committee called Committee on Privileges. It is present in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha, the strength is 15. Rajya Sabha, it is 10. Look at this. The committee examines the cases of breach of privileges of the House and its members and recommends the action. Sometimes, see what happens. There are so many privileges that are given to the members of the parliament. Whenever these privileges are violated, they can give a complaint to Committee on Privileges. They will look into the issue and they will recommend action against the concerned person. Next one, Joint Committee on Salaries and Allowances. So this is the common committee for both the houses. It was constituted in the year 1954 under the salary, allowances and pensions of the members of the parliament. The strength is 15. 10 members from the Lok Sabha and 5 members from the Rajya Sabha. Look at this. This committee frames the rules for regulating the payment of the salary, allowances and pensions to the members of the parliament. So what do you mean by this here? So the members of the parliament will also get the salary and other benefits. Initially, this is discussed in this particular committee. Accordingly, in the parliament, you introduce a bill and you pass a bill. All right. Next one, House Committee. This is present in both the houses of the parliament. The House Committee deals with the residential accommodation to the members and other amenities like food and medical aid. What do you mean by this? Every member of the parliament should be given the accommodation. And how the accommodation is given according to their status. Members of the parliament, minister of state, cabinet minister, and other ministers. So like this, depending on the status, the accommodation will be provided, but everybody has to be provided with the accommodation. At the same time, the committee also looks into certain issues like where the defeated members, meaning the former members of the parliament, if they are defeated, so they should vacate the government bungalow, and everything will be taken care by the House Committee. Next one, the Joint Committee on Office of Profit. And you know the meaning of the Office of Profit, I told you already. The strength of the committee is 15. 10 members are drawn from Lok Sabha and 5 from the Rajya Sabha. Look at this. This committee examines into the committees or other bodies appointed by the central government and also the state governments and recommends whether the persons holding these offices should be disqualified from being elected as the members of the parliament or not. I told you already, everybody cannot contest in the elections, especially those people who are holding the office of profit. But whether that office will be coming under the office of profit or not will be verified by the Joint Committee on Office of Profit. Okay. Here one thing, the students who are writing any other examination, this may not be important for you, but this is very important for those people who are writing the civil service examination. Okay. Next, Committee on Petitions. The Committee on Petitions is present in both the House of the Parliament. Lok Sabha it is 15, in Rajya Sabha it is 10. It examines the petitions on bills and on the matters of a general public importance. The committee also accepts the petitions from individuals and associations on the matters pertaining to the union subjects. See, this is one area where even the individuals are also permitted to submit the petitions. Generally, the people submit the petitions to the members of the parliament, and that member of the parliament will discuss these issues on the floor of the house. But this is one place where the individuals or the associations, they are also permitted to submit the petitions. Next one, ethics committee. This is present in both the houses of the parliament. Look at this. In Rajya Sabha, it was created in 1997. Lok Sabha in the year 2000. This committee is engaged in the maintenance of the discipline in the house. For example, look at this in the Lok Sabha. It is L.K. Advani who is the chairman for this. The ethics committee enforces the code of conduct to the members. The committee examines the cases of the misconduct. What do you mean by this? The members of the parliament are expected to behave themselves. They should become the role models to the people of the nation. But if they started misbehaving and if they are going for misconduct, again action has to be taken against them. How they should behave, how they should not behave, everything will be recommended by ethics committee. Next one is the library committee. Look at this. This is a common committee for both. Strength is 9, 6 from Lok Sabha and 3 from the Rajya Sabha. It considers the matters relating to the library of the parliament. This committee also assists the members in utilizing the library services. Right? Next one. Committee on the papers laid on the table. What do you mean by this? Laid on the table means presented to the parliament. It was constituted in the year 1975. It is present in both the houses. In Lok Sabha, the strength is 15. Rajya Sabha, it is 10. This committee examines the papers laid on the paper of the house by the ministers to see whether they comply with the provisions of the constitution or not. Very important one. This committee will come into the picture after the bills are presented to the parliament, and they will verify whether every provision that is present in those bills is complying with the provisions of the constitution or not. All right. Next one is the Committee on Empowerment of Women. It was constituted in 1997. Strength 30. 20 are drawn from the Lok Sabha and 10 from the Rajya Sabha. Look at this. This committee considers the reports of the National Commission for Women. National Commission for Women, and examines the measures taken by the union government to secure status, dignity, and equality for women in all the fields. Right, one of the very, very important committees. Right now, so these are the committees. Look at this. These parliamentary standing committees were set up in the year 1993. Originally, the strength is 17, and right now the strength is 24. Okay. Now, look at this. So we have discussed various parliamentary committees here. And everybody who is preparing for the civils examination, kindly go through each and every committee. Look at the strength, who is the chairman and everything. And with respect to your examination, while you are reading the newspaper, all the committees will be coming up in the newspapers. So during that time, it becomes easy for you to collect more information. And whatever the information that you are getting in the newspaper, you may use the same information as it is even in the examination. But with respect to the Two important committees, what I spoke to you yesterday, Public Accounts Committee and the Estimates Committee, they will be coming into our discussion when we are talking about the budget. Apart from this, we'll also talk something about the departmental standing committees when we are speaking something about the budget. And tomorrow we'll look into the concept of the budget, so we'll try to understand more. Okay, so I'll stop the class at this stage. Thank you so much for being with me. So today is the festival. I wish you all a very very happy Pongal. Fine, so enjoy yourself, have a very very nice time. Thank you so much once again.